Hey guys, thanks for clicking on another one of my videos. Today we're going to be closing out November's budget, and then I'm going to set up for December's budget. So if that sounds like something you might be interested in, then stay tuned. If this is your first time clicking on one of my videos, well, hi, my name is Emmy. I am married, I have 2 children, and I like to create budgeting videos where I talk about my family's journey and how we plan to get out of over $200,000 worth of debt. I create budgeting content such as budget overviews, different savings challenges, cash stuffings, and sinking fund stuffings. So if that sounds like something you are interested in, then please feel free to like this video and subscribe so I know you want to see more videos like this one. To all my returning subscribers, hello, and I did recently get a couple of new subscribers, so hi, it's so nice to meet you. I hope you guys stick around. Leave me a comment down below so I know you stopped by. Okay, let's get right into the budget. I know I've been missing out in basically all of November, like, let's be honest. It's, in case you guys missed my last video, it's been a very up and down mental health journey for me. So I have recently been using this self-care planner, and it's really been helping. I think there's something about deliberately writing down things, like not just your schedule, but things that I'm grateful for. What is it I did today for self-care? When I deliberately write stuff down, it almost makes me mindful, like, oh, did I take care of myself today? Or, oh, did I think about something to be grateful for instead of something to complain about today, you know? So this has really been helpful. I've been using that for a couple of weeks now, and I'm feeling much better. Thank you to everyone who left me kind words and very sweet comments on my last video. You guys have no idea how much your support means to me. This channel has just been a way for me to keep record of, you know, my family's journey, and the fact that so many of you are following along, and not just following along, but being very supportive. It really means a lot. So thank you, thank you, thank you so much, everyone. Okay, so without further ado, I want to talk about November. November was a 3-paycheck month for me. My husband gets paid once a month. He is a high school band director, and he gets paid the 25th of every month, which is why I set up our budget to start from the 25th and end on the 25th every month. I, however, get paid every other Friday, and in the month of November, that happened to be 3 times. So with those 5 weeks, I had to adjust what our budget would be for several of our expenses. Anyway, I'll go through all of that in just a moment. But yeah, kind of a big income week, but because it was a big income month, but because it was a big income month, and there were 5 weeks to spend the income, it did all kind of balance out in the end. So let's go through it together. Okay, so starting off with income, my husband did get paid a little bit more this month than he did last month. I'm not quite sure why. I think maybe like his stipend kicked in. Since he is a high school band director, he does dedicate a lot of his time towards marching band, and so he does receive a little bit of a stipend for those extra hours he puts in. And that could be why it was about $200 more than expected, but I ain't complaining about extra money. My paycheck, if I work 40 hours, I usually get about $1,400 every paycheck. So this week I did a little bit of overtime, and then these 2 weeks I had to leave work early for a couple of days in order to take the kiddos to dentist appointments and doctor's appointments. And even though I tried to make up the time, it didn't quite meet the requirement, so that's why it was a little bit less than $1,400. But that's okay. This extra kind of balanced it all out. In terms of my baking side hustle, for those of you who don't know, I do bake cookies and cupcakes and cake pops and all kinds of sweet treats, just as kind of a side gig. And recently I've been participating in several vendors markets or craft fairs where I create a whole bunch of things and try to sell them along with other local artists in my area. And so I budgeted to only have a take-home income of $24. I budget to take home 25% of whatever it is I take home. And when I started my budget, I only had one order that was on my calendar. So 25% of that order would have been $24. But because of the craft fair and the success that I had at my November craft fair, I was able to take home a little bit more. So that's great. I also put 25% away towards taxes, and then the remaining 50% just goes back into my business to buy supplies and other things. I have other videos on my channel if you're interested in learning how I budget for my baking side hustle. Yeah, I'll leave those linked if you guys are interested. We do use an American Express credit card, and that is just to get back these rewards dollars or rewards points. The way that it works is we just swipe our card for everything, groceries, gas, but then I use the cash that I stuff in our cash stuffings to pay off the credit card every single day. So we never leave a balance on this credit card, and that way we make money on the money that we spend. So every month we get about $50 worth of cash back, and this month it happened to be a little bit more. We got $68.60 back from American Express. The same sort of thing happens with Wells Fargo rewards. Our bank is with Wells Fargo, and they have several what are they called, like promotions, I guess. If you swipe your Wells Fargo debit card to purchase from certain retailers, then you get a certain percentage back. And I think one of the retailers was like a Firehouse Subs or something like that, and then you get 20% back when you purchase at Firehouse Subs. So this month we happen to get $3.78 back. I mentioned a couple videos ago that I was waiting for my husband's friend to pay us back for the Bands of America trip he was planning on taking in November, which he had a great time. And his friend finally paid us the remaining balance that he owed us, which is great. So $450. Rakuten is a cashback app that I use. If you ever do any online shopping and you purchase clothes or other items, you can go through the Rakuten app, and then they have deals going on where you can get a certain percentage back from that retailer. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It's just a little agreement that Rakuten has with these different retailers that they agree to give you a certain percentage back on all your purchases. They give you cash back every 3 months, every quarter. So I only got $626 back for this quarter. If you are interested in signing up for Rakuten, you can sign up using my link down below, and once you make your first purchase where you get cash back, you get $40 for free, and I get $40 for free. So if you're interested and you haven't signed up yet, please check out Rakuten. It's pretty cool. I mean, $6.26 off of things that I was buying online anyway. I mean, it's not bad. And this happened to be a very low spend quarter. There are times where I get more back than this. So I think it's worth it, especially if you do a lot of online shopping and it doesn't cost you anything. So my husband, like I said, he is a teacher, and so occasionally he gets reimbursed when he purchases items for his school. So he purchased some things in the month of October, and we received his reimbursement check of $239.97, which was just a couple pennies less than what I thought, but hey, that's fine. Our bank account gave us a couple of dollars and cents for interest. I expected us to use a lot of sinking funds this month because of Christmas shopping. We usually spend about $1,000 anyway, and then Thanksgiving was also coming up, so I just really expected it to be a high sinking fund spend month. We only used $2,273.37 worth of our savings or sinking fund savings. I didn't take home any pay for my Etsy shop, and we did receive some other income. We received $900 extra that I wasn't expecting. My state gave everybody an income tax rebate, which I had no idea was even going to happen, for $800. So that's great. I got $800 extra as a tax rebate. And then we received, when my husband went on his Bands of America trip, he had to pay $100 deposit for his Airbnb. And then once they leave the room in a nice condition, then they refund the $100 deposit. I completely forgot about that, but then when the $100 hit our bank account, I was like, oh, that's what that was for. So $800 tax refund, $100 for the deposit, so $900 extra dollars. Pretty awesome. So that means that our total actual income for November was $11,902.06. And that is just insane to me. We don't ever make that much money. So we had a very high income month this month because of my extra paycheck, because of these extra other incomes I wasn't expecting, and using a lot of sinking funds. So anyway, all of our bills, there's a whole bunch of them. If you really care to look at the nitty gritty of all the bills, I mean, it's basic things, daycare, internet, all that stuff, all of our subscriptions. Two things that I didn't really expect. For the month of November, there were a couple of teacher work days that were happening where my husband had to go to work and I was still scheduled to work, but no one was available to watch my son. So we enrolled him in a church day camp for those 2 or 3 teacher work days that we had. So that was $60 that we had to pay for that church day camp. And I did enroll in a new subscription of DoorDash. I know I probably should not have, but I've been ordering takeout to my office, which, yeah, I have been working from home, but recently they put us on a hybrid schedule where we go into the office every Tuesday, Thursday, and every other Friday, but then we work from home Monday, Wednesday, every other Friday. So my office is in the middle of downtown, and there's plenty of places to walk to, but in terms of lunch, but there's also lots of restaurants that you can have DoorDashed over that I normally don't get to eat at. So I do take advantage of the DoorDash, and if I subscribe to it, it ends up saving a lot of money in terms of the fees and such. I know I shouldn't be ordering as much takeout as I do, but it's what happens. It's what I spend my allowance on, so I'm going to spend money on this subscription. I'll probably cancel it later, but as of right now, this is worth it to me. Moving on over to some debt. We paid the minimum balance on our Wells Fargo credit card. We paid the minimum balance on my Capital One credit card. We paid the minimum balance on my husband's car payment, and our mortgage went down. So I recently switched our car insurance from Allstate to Progressive, and my mortgage company did not do an escrow analysis after we made the midterm carrier change. Sorry if this is a whole bunch of homeowner jargon, but I do work for insurance for a living. So like I kind of knew what I was talking about. And I was like, why did our monthly payment not go down? We should have had an escrow analysis and our monthly payment should have been adjusted. And it did. So our monthly payment has adjusted, which is insane. Like no one has a mortgage payment this low. In fact, we had a friend who moved into our neighborhood about a month ago, and they live in a house pretty similar in size to ours. Their mortgage payment is $1,400 a month. $1,400 for the same house that we live in. And I mean, that's like double what we pay. That's insane to me. My family is planning on moving to our forever home pretty soon. We don't really know where. It all kind of depends on where my husband can find a new teaching job. He might want to stick with his same school. He might want to change schools. It's all kind of up in the air. But if we do end up moving this summer, I'm not looking forward to an increase of mortgage payment because this is a very nice mortgage payment. Okay, and then for our extra debt payment, I did pay $300 extra towards my Capital One credit card. And so that means we paid $1,699.27 towards debt. So if I subtract that from our leftover after we pay the bills, then we are left with $8,775.03. So I roll that down to our next category here, which are the expenses. So since this was a 5-week month, here's how I broke down all of our expenses. I'm giving my family, because of the increasing prices, and honestly, we should not be spending as much as we are, but nah, it is what it is. For my family of 4, I'm giving my family for groceries and eating out $300 a week. So 300 times 5 is 1,500. My husband gets $100 a week, and I used to give myself $40 a week. But I decided for this month, why don't I try giving myself $100 a week, just like I give my husband, and then whatever is left over from my allowance, I can put that towards our Disney challenge, because right now I'm lucky if I can put $100 away a month towards our Disney challenge, and at that rate, it's going to be what, 4 or 5 years before I can take my family to Disney, and I kind of want to take them sooner than that. I was thinking maybe around the 2-year mark. So if I want to take my family to Disney in about 2 years, I need to start saving a bit more aggressively, I guess. So what I planned on doing was giving myself $100 a week. Whatever bills I had left over, that would go towards the Disney Savings Challenge, and then whatever coins I had left over, that would go towards my Penny Savings Challenge, which Penny Savings, I usually take what's left over in my allowance and food. So anyway, that was my plan, but you'll see when I go over it in a second, did not go according to plan. For gas, I gave us $120 a week, which came to $600. I thought that would be enough because of what was going on, but I forgot to account for, now that I am back in the office for a hybrid schedule, I am using more fuel than I used to. So that's kind of the reason why we were a little over budget this month. Again, sinking funds, I expected us to use a lot. We ended up spending $2,671.97, which is more than what we had in our sinking funds used. So we kind of had to eat up the difference in our bank account buffer. And then for unbudgeted, we had our kitchen sink break. The plumber came, they said they did not have the parts they needed, so I had to order the new faucet on Amazon, wait for it to come in, then call them back, and then they installed it, and it just came up to $246.83 for all that hassle. All of those expenses for this month came to $6,228.42, which is ridiculous. We went over budget in food just by a little bit, but really we should not have gone over budget at all. For $1,500 for food, we should not have. I mentioned before that my mental health took a really big toll this month, and a lot of this was because I was eating out, or not me personally, but buying food for my family to eat out just because I did not feel like cooking that day. So when I ordered takeout, I mean, that's really, really expensive, buying takeout for your whole family like several times a week. So this is all due to eating out. And I don't know why my husband went over budget, but he did. Story of my life. And look at me, I also went over budget. I think what happened was, in my mind, I was like, hey, I get paid 3 times this month and I'm giving myself $100 a week. I got plenty of money to spend. And I psyched myself out, I guess. I really thought I had more money to spend than I did. So I did. I spent it. I bought the DoorDash. I went out with my girlfriends. I did all those extra things when normally I would not have, when I give myself, $40, $50 a week. So giving myself the extra money was not a good idea because I ended up spending it all and then some. So here's what we ended up saving from what was left over. Every time we swipe our debit card, or every time a direct debit comes out of our bank account, Wells Fargo automatically puts a percentage of that into a save and go account. It's not anything we signed up for. It's just something that happens. So it's not a lot. I projected that they would send over $15. They actually sent over $12. And in the grand scheme of things, $12 is not a lot. So I'm okay with us being signed up for this program. I mean, putting $12 away every month, it's not bad at all. It all adds up in the end, right? Okay, so for our penny savings challenge, I was able to put some coinage away. So I put $8.13 away. And for our dice savings challenge, I was only able to do that one time. I think during the first week of November, if I remember correctly. Yeah, my first week of November, I did really well in terms of my spending. yeah, my allowance, it says that I only spent $37.96, and I did roll the dice for the dice savings challenge, and I landed on a 6. So I took $6 away from my allowance in order to put that towards the dice savings challenge. But then, like I said, I overspent the rest of the month, so I wasn't able to roll the dice for any other week. So I only ended up saving $6. All that was left over from week 1, from food and my allowance, I was able to put $110 away, plus the normal $100 I put away at the end of every month. So that's great. I had to put $400 towards my car this month to make it an even $1,000. So my car finally died. For those who have been following me, my car is a 2006. Very old car, has over 225,000 miles on it. It's been great. It's been wonderful. It's gotten me from point A to point B, but it was time and it finally died on me, and I need my car, not just to pick up the kiddos from daycare and from school, but now that I am on a hybrid schedule, I need to go into work, and with my husband working every day, it just was not plausible for my family to survive on one car. So I finally had to put down all of my deposit money that I've been saving towards a down payment on a car. And I love my new car. I got a 2015 Nissan Pathfinder, which is amazing because I used to drive a Hyundai Sonata, which is a sedan, like a small car. And now I have like an SUV type car, and it has an optional 3rd row seat, which is great because I can put the 3rd row down and have the most trunk space. Or if we wanted to carpool or take some friends somewhere, some of my son's friends, now I have more seating in the back. So I am so excited, and it's super high tech, like compared to my 06. Like there's Bluetooth and there's like a touch screen. Like it's fancy. Like I know cars have been like this for a while, but I haven't driven a car like this, so I'm like super excited. So anyway, that's where that $400 extra dollars, and because we got $900 extra dollars for income this month that I wasn't expecting, I was okay putting extra money towards my car, so that way I ended up putting $1,000 down for my new car, which is great. I didn't put any money into my Etsy bank account, and I ended up saving $1,450 into our various sinking fund accounts. So that means that we saved $2,086.13, and we were left over with $460.48. Now, normally I like to have a smaller amount left over in our bank account buffer, but I left a larger amount because December, I have a feeling, is going to be really, really tight. It's Christmas time, and although we saved up for Christmas, we've already begun our Christmas shopping, and ticket items are pricey. I just wanted to leave a little bit more wiggle room, just in case, you know. All right, so that is my November budget all done. So I was going to go ahead and plan for December in terms of setting up my December budget, but already this video is getting too long, so I think I'm going to break it up into 2 parts. If you liked this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below if you have any questions, or if you just want to say hi. I enjoy chatting with you guys in the comment section. I try to reply to everybody as best I can. Thanks so much for sticking with me. If you made it through to the end of the video, good job. Proud of you. All right, so that is it for November. End of one month, time to begin another. I'll see you guys in my next video where I'll set up my December budget. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.